Haven't seen them in a long time. I haven't seen them since the Darcy days. But more tickets tomorrow.
That's next week.
I think it's earlier in the week. Tomorrow is going to be the first live Bill Squire Friday Get Down.
Oh, darn.
In the new studio. Now, Mary's going to be out. Mary's in Nebraska. So her loss. And we won't. I'm out Thursday and Friday next week, so we won't have a live one next week. So tomorrow really is, it's going to be very exciting. I don't know. I can only assume Bill's already planning it. I don't know what he has in store.
For tomorrow? You know, I plan these things months in advance.
I know that you do. I know.
A whole spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The trick is to make it sound very of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you inception different ideas and topics into the show,
yes,
so that seems like it's like, oh, he just thought of that, but no, planned out.
If you refer to your show scripts
Which
that I
we
send
get
each of you
monthly.
every night.
Oh, daily?
You know we do one of these every day, right?
Do we?
Yeah. I mean, I do.
Some of us do.
Yeah, some of us
I'm
do.
not here
I
every
do. Yeah. She's going to be hanging out with Cornhuskers.
In Doan.
Right. No, Crete.
Crete.
Doan University. Probably a lot of Cornhuskers is Nebraska, right? Is
Yeah, I
that
think
the
so,
college
yeah.
there? Is the Cornhuskers?
Who you mentioned yesterday. Larry the Cable Guy lives in Nebraska. Maybe I'll go to his house.
Why does he live in Nebraska?
I think he's from there. I can't imagine
So what?
another reason other than being from there. But he has
Also, your money goes real far in Nebraska.
Yeah, he lives on
He's
like
from
a farm.
Pawnee
Yeah.
City, Nebraska.
Yeah, so
Really? I thought he lived in Florida.
no, his
Probably got a place there.
he has a Sirius XM
might.
comedy channel that I get played on a lot, and they had me on their like weekly roundup show not too long ago.
Dan Whitney's Roundup?
Jeff and Larry's comedy roundup, actually.
Oh.
Jeff Foxer, the Larry
I've-
Cable Guy. But when we were like in the pre-show testing of like internet and everything, his internet was going out so poorly. Everyone's like, dude, this is why you can't live in a field in Nebraska and try to do this.
Yeah, the Whitney family lives in Lincoln, Nebraska on a 180-acre farm.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should text him. I don't have his
Go
phone number.
knock on his door.
Larry!
He and his wife started the Get Her Done Foundation.
Don't call him Larry. You don't know him that well. Call
Dan!
him Larold.
Larold!
Larold the Cable Gentleman. Yeah.
The cable, sir.
When you call yourself the Cable Guy and you have an awful connection, maybe that's not the way to do it. He is a Christian who recommitted to his faith in 2014. Well, better late than never. He's also, and I only know this just because I know Lewis Black a little bit. He and Lewis Black are very tight.
Yeah. He's
Despite
a
being-
super nice dude.
Despite being
He better be. He's a
opposite
Christian.
ends of the spectrum.
Well, comedically, yeah.
Politically, comedically, the whole bit.
Oh, yeah, probably.
That too. Speaking of which, Mike, who calls us from the west coast of Ohio, mentioned this before, and a bunch of people have sent me the story. But man, do I love this story. I know we have a lot of bureau chiefs, by the way, in Rochester. And I'll tell you who they are. We've got Mike. Well, we've got Mike. But we've got some. I'll figure it out when I do the map. This couple in Rochester. Have you read the story about the couple in
I have
Rochester?
not heard this at all.
Okay, so this cop, a black cop in Rochester, is suing because his boss made him go to a Juneteenth parody party. White couple in Rochester, wealthy, the guy's a doctor, the wife. So the black firefighter goes, why did I have to go to this while I was on duty? So that's where it starts. This is a prominent couple in Rochester. Dr. Nicholas Nicosia and his wife, Mary.
So what is the party exactly?
A Juneteenth parody party. Now they say there's nothing racist about this. They were just trying to troll the libs.
Oh, boy.
It's
Okay.
a parody party.
Yeah,
So
it's in
we
the
don't-
name.
We don't really believe in Juneteenth, but we want to,
Right.
Do they think that the libs are the ones that came up with Juneteenth?
Well, these are a couple of rich dopes. So but it gets more fun.
Okay.
There are layers to this. So it starts with the black firefighter suing, saying, I shouldn't have had to go to this.
I thought he was a police officer.
Firefighter.
Firefighter, okay.
I shouldn't have had to go to this. Okay? Now, because these are rich white folks, they decided to double down on this. And they called a press conference to say, we are not racists at all. And quite frankly, we're upset at the mere allegation of racism, despite the fact that in the press conference, the wife admits that she runs a very racist Twitter account. It's called Colonel Nathaniel Sanders, and she runs a handful of these. Now, she says, this press conference, by the way, was supposed to clear their names and restore their reputations. She acknowledged that she runs a couple of really racist Twitter feeds, trolling black people and the libs. And she said, well, that's just on Twitter, you can kind of be a different persona. Jarrod Jones is the firefighter, and he was very upset that he had to go to this Juneteenth party. Kentucky Fried Chicken was on the menu. They were serving Hennessy cognac. They had Juneteenth signs. He said he was taken there by his captain while they were on duty, white guy. Captain is resigned from the Rochester Fire Department. And the woman, the wife, denied that these Twitter accounts were hers until somebody came forward and said, these are yours. And she said, well, okay, they are. And I've made blatant...
they really stuck...
Yeah, she go, I have made blatantly racist comments under my Twitter persona. And she said, that's how Twitter works. It's part of its charm. It gives you an opportunity to be someone you're not in terms of a persona. So this is, listen, she's a rich white lady. This is what she's thinking about. Of course, she wants to apologize to all the black people. Their point was never to make fun of black people with a Juneteenth party. It was to somehow troll the libs. Except the screen grabs from these Twitter accounts are bananas. Because they're written in, like, what dem council folks been eating? Lawdy.
Oh, jeez.
That kind of stuff, right? So this lady's running these accounts, and there's, like, pictures of, like, African bushmen with buckets of chicken and Black Lives Platter. Get digesting while you're protesting. She's running all these memes on these accounts, and they called a press conference. She said, I'm not racist. I grew up in East Cleveland, which is a very diverse area. I don't know what she means by that. East Cleveland's 90% black. Maybe to her, diverse means there's black people there. So her fallback is, I'm not racist at all. I grew up in East Cleveland.
I got out the ghetto, so therefore I'm allowed to make fun of...
Took you out of the ghetto.
I'm allowed to make fun of
But
whoever
I
I
could
want.
not get the ghetto.
Sometimes I do feel that way, though. If you do it and you're from that area, is it really racist?
Is what really you've seen? You got to find these accounts that she was running. I mean, you know.
But they don't know who's behind them.
Yeah,
it's her.
That's her.
She just
She
said.
admitted to it.
They asked her one question. They go, well, they asked her one follow-up question. They go, hey, is this you? And she goes, no. And they go, but it is.
Are you sure?
And
It
they
is
go,
you.
Ah, you got me.
All right.
Yeah, that's me.
She said they got a lawyer and the whole bit. And they said that they had about a dozen friends over, and it wasn't meant to be racist. They just wanted to poke fun at the libs. There's absolutely no racism anywhere, they said. The lawyer's presentation included a slideshow of photos from the party. One image was a sign that said, First Annual Liberal Smashin' Splish Splash Pool Party. The lawyer said, lots of people like Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they sell 70 million bottles of cognac every year. These two had no idea anything having to do with Hennessy could be construed as racist. So the
Could you imagine this lawyer getting this call where he's just sitting like, come on, you
I
know,
know.
I have to look up Hennessy stats and like,
So, yeah. But imagine you want to so prove that what you were doing was totally awesome, whether you think it's racist or not, totally awesome, that you call a press conference in like a ballroom of the Hilton Garden Inn or something,
Right.
which is what these two people did. So they're like those two dopes in Missouri or whatever that were like waving the guns in their front yard when black people were just walking
Just
by.
walking by, yeah.
Yeah. And then they got some press and the guy goes, that means I should run for office. And then he got stomped and they both got prosecuted and whatever. So, yeah, this woman had to cop to running these Twitter accounts. Give me a dollar is another one of her memes with a black guy drawing of a black guy with flies around him.
People are so hateful.
She
It's
says
so
it's
gross.
all coincidental.
It's so gross.
The lawyer blames, say it with me, cancel culture.
oh, I was going to say the internet.
A 75-minute press conference. They spoke of their pain of being cast out of their social circles and vilified on social media. Now, again, I don't think anybody's family should be threatened, and that's what these people are dealing with right now. But
Well, when you F around, they're now in the
and find out. Yeah.
portion of the proceedings, and they're finding out.
And here's the trouble, too, is the doctor, the husband, he's the guy that's like, Jesus Christ, I didn't want, he's like standing farther and farther away from his wife. He said, I didn't invite anybody. I was just hosting my wife's friends. He said her idiot friends was the quote, but, I thought it was just a bunch of Mary's idiot friends, which is going to make her feel good, So, anyway, she said, well, social media is awful anyway. I was just playing around, I guess, in whatever that cesspool is. I didn't do nothings, is another one of her memes. Aw, mang. Yeah, anyway. So these two have, she said, there's simply no way that she could be racist. We've been married for 35 years, and I can tell you that that's not true, the husband said. But they're very prominent in Rochester. And again, other than listeners we might have in Rochester, I don't know anything about Rochester. I've never been to Rochester, New York. I don't know anything about it. The husband was like on the board of directors at a hospital or something. So these are prominent people. But clearly the woman had a lot of time on her hands, was really bored.
What's her job?
I don't know that she has one. Don't know that she has one. This story is basically about the husband trying to hang on to his
Dearly, yeah.
job
Yeah.
and practice and whatever.
That's so hard too because you're like, it's your wife, man. What are you
Yeah.
gonna, you have to.
I guess he's a dentist. So he said he's already had employees quit. His patients are leaving. He's getting just blown up in
You get
ratings.
divorced after that?
I don't know about that. I mean, they've been together 35 years. I don't know. I mean, you know who your wife is.
Yeah, but if she's ruining your life and your practice and you know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure they'll deal with this first, but
Give
you know.
me $1.
Right? Are you looking at those? It's wild. I mean, I don't think she was creating these herself, but she was certainly passing them around. So anyway, the couple plans on filing a defamation lawsuit against the firefighter because I guess they figure they don't have any choice.
Oof, this lady looks.
She looks
Yeah.
exactly the way you think she looks.
But the plastic surgery is so bad.
She looks like she got a stick up
Well,
her
it's
ass.
Rochester.
And,
Rochester plastic surgery.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Not the hills.
Now they have to decide, do they live in Rochester or move, said the lawyer. So obviously the lawyer is trying to cast his clients as the real victims in this. But it's just a story that's got these weird layers. The black firefighter gets taken to this party. He's like, what the hell is this?
Which, if he hadn't been taken to the party,
None of this would have
gets
happened.
No.
out. There's just people that had this party, and they're like, "Oh, this is great. This is funny."
Yeah, I don't know how
Owning the libs.
But also, like, if you're the captain, the white captain, the boss, I don't know why you take the guy to this unless he was just like, oh, it's fine. What's the matter? So, yeah, but somebody mentioned that earlier, and a whole bunch of people were sending me that story. It's a wild story.
I'm guessing this Twitter account has been taken down.
There seemed to be a lot of them. There was like a main one she had, that Colonel Nathaniel Sanders.
Well, the one when the click is Ho Ho Homeboy ROC, Smiling Sam from Alabama.
Oh, okay. Smiling Sam from Alabama.
But when you go to look it up, it says, sorry, something went wrong.
Oh, something really went wrong.
Yeah, I'm assuming that
Well,
you took it down.
Yeah.
It's all these people that think everything's so funny until people catch wind of it and they go, oh, this isn't a good look at all. Like the guy, I'm sure you guys talked about him Monday when I was out with the F them ho sign.
Yeah.
The guy with the kid.
Yeah.
Smiling.
The Deshawn Watson sign.
Yeah, his social media was gone in minutes after he posted
Oh,
that.
I'm sure.
Did he have see, it's always puzzling to me, like people who don't have any job and all they do is go to the games, like that's their life. I understand people doing like that because that's like a simple mind. But these people with like big careers, like the dentist or a doctor or a firefighter, like you're a member of society, like you're doing productive things for society.
But you're also very much in a bubble too.
But not
I mean,
really,
well, they are. It looks like they are. I mean, if they're
She has
in a
friends
bubble.
who are into it.
if they're like high society in their town, they're hanging out with people who are kind of in their same social strata. And,
But the moment you put something on social media, it's no longer high society. It's
understood,
society.
but well, that's why she wasn't putting it under her own name. That's why she was.
And again, that's why we wouldn't have found out about this if it wasn't for the firefighter that went to the party and was like, "Hey, this is messed up." This would have gone completely under the radar. They've probably done things like this in the past.
But I like that she said, I'm not racist because I grew up in East Cleveland, which is very diverse.
Meaning she probably had sex with a black guy. Like she's like, I've had sex with many black guys.
Well, that's kind of a leap.
Ask my dad. He's so mad.
He made us move to Rochester.
I wonder what the population, like the white population of East Cleveland.
It's 90% black.
I'm surprised. Like
Demographically,
99.
East Cleveland is not a diverse community. What in her brain, she's thinking, well, it was diverse because there was black people there. But she was in the minority.
diversity.
She was the diversity in East Cleveland. And who knows how long she lived there. You know, she could have been born there, lived there till she was 2, and then moved to somewhere else. I don't know.
She was like, I've dated black men.
But in that situation, too, you're fighting for your life and your livelihood.
That'd be scary.
Once that blows up,
Being the only white person in East Cleveland, everyone knows who you are because you're the guy or the girl. Like, that's Carol's house. Let's get this bitch.
What? That's Carol's house?
That's Carol's house.
Let's get this bitch.
Wow. By the way, congratulations to the people who are being inducted into the Cleveland Sports Hall of Fame. Bernie Kosar. How is he not in the Cleveland Hall of Fame already? Bernie Kosar?
Maybe you have to be a certain age.
Who's getting in before him?
90 or however old he is now.
Katie Najat, who I think is in
90s.
He's like, well, he's got to be at least 80, right?
Bernie Kosar?
Why did I think he was around
he's not
in like
that
the
old.
60s?
Oh,
No,
60s, yeah,
no,
but
that's
That's what I mean.
I mean, he was.
you said 80.
He played in the.
No, played in the
He's-
60s.
Played in the 80s. Yeah.
Okay.
He's 58.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, Bernie Kosar is 7 years older than me?
Yeah.
Holy
Alan.
Christ.
Now, let me tell you this.
I mean, I thought he was older than 58.
Not that you care, but Bernie Kosar had his own slot machine at the Northfield Park, the MGM Grand.
He's also got his own restaurant.
Well, he's got that steakhouse, hasn't he?
Right,
Or-
but I think that's the pinnacle of being like a celebrity is if you get a slot machine after you.
Yes.
And that should be
And that's why he should
AC
have
Coin
been.
Catcher is your new slot machine.
Well, that's why he should have been in the Sports Hall of Fame, Ohio Sports Hall of Fame, way earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, but
Well,
Ber-
is it Ohio or
it's
Cleveland?
the Greater Cleveland
Great-
Sports
wow.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But Bernie Kosar is like from, I know he's from Youngstown, but I mean like the area, right?
Yeah.
And
He's a
more
hometown dude.
Yes, he and LeBron are like the most revered guys ever in Cleveland sports. Bernie Kosar, Katie Najat, who I think is an Olympian, Carol Russo, and Ryan Dalton's favorite person of all time, Tom Hamilton. The great Tom Hamilton, who calls your Cleveland Guardians games right here on WMMS. Getting into the Greater Cleveland Sports Hall of Fame. Carol Russo is a coach at Elyria High School. Wow, good for her. Getting in with Bernie Kosar.
That's all she did? She just coached?
She was a volleyball coach at Elyria High School. Volleyball was Elyria High School's most consistently successful sport over a 2-decade period.
Wow.
And they attribute that to her.
Huh.
Among the state's most elite and respected programs.
Well, good for her.
They were 28-1 in
Whoa.
96.
That's a lot.
I wasn't aware that Elyria High School was so closely associated with volleyball. It's all what?
That's all that math.
Oh, yeah.
That makes them good at volleyball.
Bump set and spike.
Mm.
Wow. That was pre-Kit Kat meth, too.
I was on my way to buying some meth in Elyria, Lorain County, and thought of you guys because they have Kit Kats blueberry flavored, blueberry muffin flavored Kit Kats at their Family Dollar. So just wanted to let you guys know that. And hey, man, meth ain't that bad.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thought Dave Chappelle was leaving us a message. I've got to take a break. If you'd like to get a text for something, 35192 to get me there. You can leave us messages and listen, of course, anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.